Okay, everyone, welcome back. We are here at our Friday meditation experience, our live group workshop that we've been doing every Friday. We've been doing this for about 4 or 5 months now. So we're starting to create, well, we're long into creating a steady rhythm. So keep putting this on your calendar, and we're going to keep this Friday slot open. We also have another slot Sunday morning at 10:30 a.m. I know there was confusion the last 2 weeks about the time, but I think we fixed that. So it's 10:30 a.m. Eastern time on Sunday morning, so be there for that as well. So I want to welcome you all here and just start by framing what we're going to talk about today. What I want to do today is I want to clear the decks and I want to start from scratch to answer the question, look, this is all interesting, this is great. Where do I actually start? What do I actually do? Because the problem is when a new person comes in, the rest of the people have already, been through the cycle many times, so they kind of know what's happening. And the new people feel like maybe I don't know what's happening, and they feel a little intimidated. So I wanted to make this session about clearing the decks and building a spiritual practice or a meditation practice or an ascension practice, whatever you want to call it, from the ground up. And that's what we're going to do. So just take a minute, relax, and just kind of separate whatever's happening outside and just blur it out. Like my background is blurred, just blur out whatever was happening before, and just create a space for yourself, that's an inner space, and just take a couple of breaths and just relax. If you have a journal or a notebook, this will be a good time, a good day to journal. So to introduce, there's a lot of things that I could talk about. There's even clearing the decks and starting from scratch. There's a million different places we could start. So we've got to start somewhere. So the basic theme that I want to share with you is that the universe operates in rhythms and cycles. There's an outward expression and an inward expression. So we need to build that same pattern. Obviously, we need the outward expression. We have to go to work, take care of the kids, live our lives, do the laundry, shop, cook, clean, do everything we need to live on the planet. So we've got an outward expression and then an inward time where we take time to meditate or explore our inner world, our inner abilities. Now, if you would, do a map of all the workshops that we've done over the past several months, 90% of them would be focused on the inward. So it would seem that when you come to the collective, you're here to draw inward. And that makes sense because that's what I've been sharing with you and teaching with you. But the truth is, that's half the work. The reason we emphasize it is because it's the half of the work that nobody else does. Like people are always projecting outward, they're never really taking time to consider the inward reflection. So we emphasize it just so that you can start doing it. But when I don't want you to believe or think that the right way to do this is just to meditate and go up on a mountain and separate yourself from reality. It's quite the opposite. We want to take an inward cycle. We want to learn, we want to explore, expand our abilities, our understandings, our experiences. We want to have those inner experiences, but we want to use those inner experiences to inform or align ourselves so that when we start to take action, it's not just random roller coaster action. We're not just responding to the world as it's happening to us and, all going, trying to navigate the world. We draw inward for the very purpose of establishing an outward pattern. So the inward has several benefits. There's a health benefit, there's nervous system regulation, there's, enlightenment, understanding, inner abilities, the whole inner world, and there's a great value on the inner part of it. But the part we really are going to talk about today, and we will do a nice meditation, but the part I really want to talk about today is coming inward to establish certain anchors or values, and then slowly start to bring those anchors and values into your actions. So over time, your outward expression starts to become more aligned with the inward. Because right now we draw inward and then, a roller coaster for the rest of the day. And then we forget to do our meditation. So we ended up the whole day on a roller coaster. We wake up on a roller coaster. So we have to draw inward, but we're going to use this not only for our health and for our enjoyment and for our, experiencing these higher dimensional energies and patterns and experiences. That's great. But we're also going to use this inward drawing to inform ourselves and write some things down and make sure that when we start to act, we have something to compare it to. So, in that regard, I want to encourage everybody to purchase this book. I personally recommend you get the physical copy so you can underline and, stick your, read something, stick your finger in it, think about it for a little bit, come back to it, read a paragraph a night, whatever you want to do. I personally like physical books. I think it's important. But this book is the basis of what we're going to talk about. We're going to talk about much more than what's in that book, but that book describes how you can start to make changes in your outer outer actions and activities and efforts and projections. So it's important that we start to anchor on the inside. So it's a two-way process. We've got to draw ourselves inward, learn what we can learn there, do our very best, make the most of that time, and then try to bring some of that knowledge and wisdom and intention outward. So our outward projections very slowly over time start to become more balanced and more aligned. And if you'll note it, once you make the decision to be more balanced and aligned in your outer projections, you'll start to see all the times when you're not balanced and aligned, which means you're making great progress because now you're self-aware. You're aware of the fact that you're out of alignment. You're aware of the fact that I'm getting bored or anxious. What time is it? When can we leave? You'll start to feel your anxiety. You'll start to feel yourself, spiraling into worry or fear. You'll start to feel yourself maybe being short-tempered or angry or impatient with someone. And that's what we're looking for. We're not looking to change immediately. We're looking to start to anchor certain values and principles and intentions on the inside, be very clear about who we want to be and how we want to go in this world, and then start to observe the differences between how we want to be and how we really are. And there's no way to make changes if you don't see what you're doing wrong. If you don't see where you're off track, you'll never be able to get back on track. And if you don't even have a track in the first place. So what we're going to do is we're going to use today, again, we're starting our practice from zero, from this is how you start. And we're going to start to think inwardly, okay? So I also realize that as I've been teaching this stuff over the last 6 months, that there are different levels of expertise or different levels of understanding. So we're going to talk about level one, some of the basic things that you should be doing. And there's a level two and a level three, and we'll get to those, maybe on other nights or other days. But on level one, if you would simply pay attention to level one, do your work, journaling, thinking, writing down, comparing your intentions to your actual actions, if you simply stay in level one, you're ahead of 99.9% of people on the planet because nobody, very, very, very few people are anchored from the inside. Most people are just responding to what's happening, and their life ends up being a roller coaster that just seems totally out of control. This is why people feel like they're a victim. This is why people feel like they get frustrated and angry. They're spending all their time trying to get the universe to line up, but they don't really go inside and start with themselves. You've got to give yourself a moral compass. You've got to give yourself, you got to be clear about your own intentions. Otherwise, your projections will always just be random. And that's what we want to fix. We want to fix the roller coaster and start to be more intentional so we can start to feel, oh, I'm on a roller coaster now. I get it. Let me pull myself back. No, I don't want to be like that. And I can't tell you how many times over the past years where I've been in a conversation with my wife, I have to walk out and I say, you know what? Let me reset. I walk out, I come back in, say, you know what, honey? I'm sorry what I said earlier. That's not the person I want to be. I'm trying to be a better person. Had I not been clear about the person I want to be, I would have just continued on like that forever. But then I said something and I said, that didn't feel right to me. Like I didn't feel, maybe it was a sarcastic thing or a nasty thing or, a dismissive thing, whatever it was that I said to my wife. I had to back out, say, hold on for a second, let me withdraw, literally walked out of the room, came back in 15 seconds later. Honey, I want to apologize for what I said earlier. That's not the person I want to be. I'm trying to be better. I want to be better. I know I can be better than that. Let's start from scratch. This is, when you said that, you start to also feel what happened for me is I realized, the normal me would say, well, that wasn't my fault. She said something to me and I just responded. But what she said to me triggered something in me to snap back in any one of a number of ways that I wasn't proud of. And so I started to realize, okay, I get triggered. Didn't realize that certain things that she said or the grandkids do, or, certain things that people say or see things on the news that triggers me and it causes me to quickly react in a way that's unaligned. So these are the kinds of things I want you to really put in your mind moving forward. So there are four areas that I want you to start focusing on. Number one is meditation. If you don't have a meditation practice, a regular meditation practice, you're really not going to be able to stay aligned. Because as I said, you meditate in the morning, you're on a roller coaster the whole day, then you skip your evening meditation, you go to sleep on the roller coaster, you wake up on a roller coaster. It's very unlikely that you're going to continue a meditation practice. You have to be disciplined, you have to be consistent, and you have to, as I say, there's nobody playing defense. So I want you to have the intention of a regular meditation practice. And I also want you to take a longer time horizon. We're not meditating for today or tomorrow or this week or this month. We're creating a meditation habit that will last for the rest of our lives. That's the goal. Little bit every day over a long period of time, consistently. Now, we have some tools inside the Circle community. We have the Accountability Hub where you can say, hey, you know what? I'm going to hold myself accountable. I'm going to meditate every single day for the next 7 days. You'll get three or four people jumping in there and say, hey, I'm with you. I'm going to do the same thing. My meditation practice is slipping. I'm with you. I'm going to do it. I recommend meditating twice a day, morning and night. That would be perfect. You'll start to experience the benefits more quickly, more profoundly. You'll start to align yourself and become more balanced over time. But once a day is okay, morning or night, but try not to go a day without sitting, closing your eyes, reversing your awareness, and coming to some sense of balance and alignment. I'm going to take this sweater off. Does that make sense? You got to start with an intention. And I believe that meditation is such an important habit because it is an inner habit. And it's really the only time that we get to spend not blasting out, broadcasting, out. We're not always you want to take time to think every day. It doesn't matter if your meditation was like rushed or you were distracted or you were thinking about a million things. Okay, that's not perfect. That's not really what you want. But you know what you did? You showed up. And that's the key. The intention that you need to start with is you need to show up for yourself morning and night, morning and night, morning and night. For some of you, that might be too much. I completely understand that. I have a real life too. I completely understand what you're talking about. I personally am very undisciplined. Unless I really push myself and hold myself accountable, I'll fall off the wagon just like everybody else. I'm not nothing special. You have to do the work every single day. There's no way around it. Just because you meditated yesterday doesn't mean you don't have to meditate today and tomorrow and the next day and the next day. It's a habit that you're trying to build for the rest of your life. So that's the first intention that I want you to really grab onto. Because if you're not doing that, all the rest is just talking. You're really not moving forward. You're not ascending. You're not resonating. You're not clearing space. You're not doing a lot of things. So that's number one. Number two is health. You need to establish several new health habits. Now, even with health, there's level one, level two, level three. We're going to talk about some very basic things. You've heard me say them before. Okay. Now we're setting intentions. Okay. We're holding ourselves accountable to do these things every day. Number one, deep breathing. 3 deep breaths every morning, 3 deep breaths every night. What a wonderful, healthy habit. Every time you do something healthy, you're planting seeds. You understand, like when you do a healthy thing, you don't immediately feel the results. It feels good, but you don't get the results just yet. The results take time. So every action is like planting a seed. Every health action is making tomorrow a healthier day. And when you do it again tomorrow, you're making the next day a healthier day. You're literally paying it forward to yourself. So the first health habit is deep breathing. The second health habit is your posture. You need to start being posture aware. Okay. We all, at least me, in computers, I've been typing and writing and reading books, my head like this from the time I was 12 years old. So when I was about 55, 56, I was hunched over. My wife actually told me, this was in 2016. We were walking the dog. She says, honey, you walk like you're dead. Come on, have some life. I was 60 pounds heavier, maybe 55 pounds heavier, and I was hunched over. And I have completely transformed myself through this process of establishing an intention. And the intention is with respect to posture, you want to stand in good posture, and we'll go through it a little bit. You want to stand in good posture for a few minutes in the morning and a few minutes before you go to sleep. If you simply do that, that'll kind of wake you up. So you'll start to see throughout the day, oh, I can stand in good posture here. I can do this. Or when you're walking, you can start to affect your posture. So this is really important for several reasons. Number one, it allows the nervous system energy to flow. When you're hunched over like this, you're blocking the nervous energy. So that's the physical energy that your body needs. It's the physical, electrical connections, the nervous connections. So number one, it improves your nervous system flow. Number two, because we study chakras and energy activation, it allows the chakras to flow more freely. And number three, you're going to stretch out all your spine. I should have a picture of it. Your spine, what are those things in the middle? Your discs. Those are like cartilage or ligaments. Your spine is compressed and everything's out of alignment. And what you want to do is you want to bring your spine up and into alignment. So I'm going to give you 4 tips for your posture. And I want you to stand in a mirror, stand up straight for at least 2 or 3 minutes, just looking at yourself in the mirror, feeling how you're, no, stand up straight. Okay. The first one is the center of gravity should be in the middle of your feet and straight under you, not out in front. So if you hunch over, your center of gravity moves a little bit. You want your center of gravity to be right beneath you. The next thing is your sacral bone, the sacrum. You want your sacrum to be like you can even see. I feel like while I'm sitting, I feel like my sacrum settles back into the chair. I want you to feel that little difference when you pull your sacrum up. So all in all, this is going to straighten you up from the bottom up. Okay, you want to straighten out your sacrum. And I'm talking about when you're standing, sitting, reclining, watching TV. There's a little bit different, but I want you to stand in the mirror for 2 or 3 minutes in the morning, 2 or 3 minutes at night, and make it a long-term project to adjust your posture. It's a long-term project. It doesn't happen in one day. But the more posture aware you are, the more you'll start to stand up straight. And this, especially for us older people, this is really important that you do that. So the sacrum is the sacred bone. It literally is the triangular bone that connects the femur. It connects the upper and lower body. It's literally the part of the skeleton that bears all the weight. When you're tipped over, the sacrum is out of action. It no longer can bear the weight. So you need your sacrum to be underneath your body and center of gravity to be right between your feet. So you want your sacrum. The next thing is the most important thing. It's the psoas muscle. The psoas muscle runs along the rear of your spine, the lower lumbar spine. It's really the most important muscle in your body besides your diaphragm. Your diaphragm, you can't do anything to improve your diaphragm. It's already perfect. It's already a perfect pump. It's going to do what it's going to do. But this psoas muscle can be addressed and can be targeted. So the psoas is like the muscle. It's like a thin muscle that goes up your lumbar spine. So it's like if you imagine like, a soldier like holding a flagpole, the psoas muscle is what holds your spine straight. And the psoas muscle then goes from the back of your spine, it goes around your hips, and it goes through and becomes your groin muscle on both sides. So it splits into two. So it literally is the muscle. The sacrum is where the weight is distributed from the top to the bottom. It connects to your top and bottom part of your body. The psoas literally is at the lumbar spine and then splits out and goes and becomes your groin muscle. And so you really want to focus on the psoas. There are certain exercises you can do. There's something called the dead bug exercise that actually hits the psoas really, really well. It's something I want you to start working on. Become aware of the psoas, look it up, look at the picture, imagine it in your own body, and start to work on your psoas muscle. And that's like the holding the flagpole straight at the bottom. If you don't have your psoas engaged or your sacrum's not aligned, the whole thing becomes just flops over. So you want to get your sacrum in the right spot and then get your psoas muscle and hold up the flagpole so the rest of you can be straight. The third point is here, right under the lower ribs. These imaginary points under the lower ribs, you don't want them collapsed. You want them not pushed out crazy, but you want them up. You got to be aware of this. So I've got my sacrum bone. I'm sitting up more straight now. I've got my sacral bone. I've got my psoas engaged. And now I'm pushing this, not with any strength or effort, but I'm straightening this up. And the fourth one is this big lumpy bone in the back, your spinal, whatever it's called, the spinal process back there. The top, what are these? The cervical spine right there. You can't be hanging over. And then the third one is in China, when they, teach you Tai Chi, they say, imagine that you are like, above your head is like a root and you're like pulling out the weeds. You want to straighten up your neck and imagine someone's pulling right from the top of your head. That's the posture I want you to be in for 2 minutes in the morning, 2 minutes at night, and become posture aware. If you don't have the intention to improve your posture, it's not going to fix itself. So you're going to establish an intention. You're going to give yourself these very specific instructions. When I post this, I'll make sure that these instructions are clear. These 4 posture points, and I want you to every morning, every night, and then throughout the day, you'll start to remind yourself. All of a sudden, you'll feel yourself sitting, and you'll straighten up yeah, all that. So you've got to have the intention of doing that. The third thing of health, first is deep breathing, second is posture. The third thing, and this is probably, well, they're all really important. You've got to change your relationship with food. And I know some of you are well down that path, and I'm not making any comments about anyone individually. If you've already got this nailed down, that's great. But there are 3 things you need to do with your relationship with food. Number one, you need to eat much less quantity. Your body doesn't need anywhere near as much food as most people in America feed ourselves. We overeat, we keep stuffing food in. This taxes the digestive system. It draws all the blood and the energy, your psychic energy, into the digestive system, and it pulls the energy away from you. Don't want that. You want your digestive system to always be working, very light work. You don't want to overtax it. The second thing, when you do eat, you want to chew your food to a liquidy pulp. If you need a number, 23 times. That comes from when I was a kid. 23 times keeps your tummy from danger. Then you can stay up and watch The Lone Ranger. I still remember that. So chew your food to a liquidy pulp. So when you swallow it, there's no stress on your digestive system. Just you can eat a solid diet, but just chew it into a liquidy pulp. You've got all the nutrition, all the good stuff you're eating, and don't tax your digestive system. And if you're not hungry, don't eat. Again, this is a journey. Fixing your posture is a journey. It's not fixed and you're done. It's a journey every day. You've got to work on it a little bit more. The same thing with your relationship with food. You got to start eating a little bit less, and maybe you could shoot for like two-thirds of how the quantity, start to go to a half. I'm probably between a half and a third of what I used to eat, say 4 or 5, 6 years ago. My meals are much smaller. I eat much, much less, and I drink much, much more water. All that to eat less food. I chew my food. That's another habit. It's an intention you have to set. If you don't set the intention, you're never going to do it. Even when you set the intention of chewing your food thoroughly, you can get back to me and let me know because I've talked to 100 people about this. You forget to do it and you feel yourself swallowing big chunks. Remember, it's okay. You got another mouthful coming up. Always, it's okay if you make a mistake. This is a long-term process of improving your health. And the third thing related to food is obviously get rid of the sugar, all the added sugar. It's okay to eat fruits. Well, I don't like to give people advice on their diet, but get rid of all added sugar, corn syrup, fructose, get rid of all of that and try to get rid of as much processed food as you can get rid of and start to become more connected to where you're getting your food from and the quality of the vegetables. You know, this supermarket has these vegetables, this supermarket does really well with fruit, this supermarket has healthy frozen dinners. You know, start to be much, much more aware of your shopping and how you're purchasing because if you keep buying the bad food, it'll keep showing up in your refrigerator and it's going to be hard not to eat it. So try to get rid of all the sugar, get rid of all the processed foods, and when you go shopping, don't buy that stuff anymore. As we created a mantra. I don't eat sugar. It's too expensive. I don't buy sugary foods. They're too expensive. I just don't eat sugar. It's just too expensive. Sugar is like poison in your body. It literally attacks your organs from the inside. It creates all kinds of inflammation, it creates all kinds of disease, and it literally weakens your organs. So you want to eliminate as much sugar as a human. Everything in moderation is okay, but you want to eliminate sugar and you want to eliminate to every extent you can all the processed foods. So if you do those three things, eat much less, eat much higher quality foods, and chew your food before you swallow it. Those three things, make that your intention. The third area that you want to develop this practice on revolves around habits, routines, and I'm also going to add into this character traits, values, principles, the kind of person you want to be, the kind of person you really want to be in this world. So if you were to imagine a better version of yourself 20 years from now, the number one thing I can tell you, I don't know what you're imagining, but the number one thing, and if you're not thinking of this, you're assuming it, is you're going to be super healthy. If you imagine the perfect life 10 years from now, 20 years from now, it's assumed that you're going to be really, really healthy. Okay? That isn't going to happen automatically. In order to be that healthy version of the person you want to be, you have to establish habits and routines today. Nobody's going to fix you. If you want to be a meditator 10, 15 years from now, you've got to become a meditator now. You can't wait till some magic day when you win the lottery and you'll live in a bigger house and everything's going to be perfect. You have to make your life perfect now, today. If you want a better life in the future, if you want to be healthier, happier, more abundant, you got to be healthier, happier, more abundant right now. And again, it's a long-term process. So a little bit every day. So when I say character, values, and principles. I'm specifically talking, for those of you that have read the book, this is really what we talk about in the cycle of mind. You can change anything using mind and intention and creating repetitive patterns. You can change anything about yourself. And that's where you want to start doing the work. You want to change yourself. You want to be more patient. You want to be more appreciative and grateful for things. You want to be more receptive and understanding of other people. You want to be more empathetic. You may want to be more generous, kinder, more compassionate, healthier. One of the most important value I can share with you that we talk about in the book is helping other people. You want to be the person that makes a life, makes the whole purpose of your life to lift other people up. When you help other people, I don't shouldn't even have to say this. It creates an energy where you are lifted up as well. So as I'm going toward ascension, I certainly could do this by myself. It wouldn't be much fun, but by helping other people ascend, I'm helping myself ascend. I'm opening up new experiences and new understandings myself just by the virtue of turning around and trying to lift other people up. So helping other people is the most important thing. Being kind, being generous, being grateful and appreciative, healthy, honest, courageous. You fill it in, your values. But start with some very basic values and make it your intention. And I highly encourage that we read the cycle of mind, because the cycle of mind, we create what's called a thought matrix. And this thought matrix is literally like holding a compass in your hand, and it's telling you where you want your life to go, not the external outer things in your life, where who you want to be in this world. And because you have a moral compass, because you can look at it and read it and write it down in your journal every day, because you have a moral compass, it becomes possible to live this life. Without this moral compass, you're just responding to the world, and you're just washing in the river. You're just floating where everything else is taking you. This is the opposite. We're establishing internal intentions. This is where the practice begins. You must establish your intention to meditate, establish your intention to be healthy, establish your intention to be a better version of yourself, happier, clearer, more honest, less angry, less reactive, kinder, more generous, healthier, helping other people, lifting other people up. Be the kind of person at work, if you go to work every day, be the kind of person that helps these younger people that are coming in and show them the way. Lift their careers up. It's hard enough. It was hard enough for you to get where you're at. Now there's other people. Lift them up, man. Help them. Maybe they'll even go beyond you. Be the kind of person that is always looking for opportunities to help other people. In helping other people, you're creating energetic patterns that will rebound to you. I think you all understand that. And another aspect of this is habits and routines. We've already talked about meditation. We've already talked about health habits. We've already talked about values and principles. Journaling is another habit that you want to try to get into. I know people have different opinions about journaling. The one thing I can tell you about journaling is if you doubt the power of it, every single person who journals will say the same thing. It's a game changer. So try journaling as a habit. Have the intention, right? I'm not telling anyone what to do. It's your life. You create your own intentions and your own directions, but journaling is another habit. So these habits and routines start to make sure that instead of, waiting till, 12:30 at night to go to bed, maybe go upstairs at 11:30 and go to your bedroom and find a little spot to meditate and stretch and breathe. Give yourself time. Create habits and routines that carve out the time that you need to do the things you want to do the things you're intending to do. So that would give you like a basic foundation of all the things you should be thinking about. It's a lot. And if you just come in, if you just show up for one thing, it's like a hurricane. It's like constantly spinning. Today we're talking about this, tomorrow we talk about that. It's all the same thing. But now I'm laying it out for you as clearly as I can, like a level one, this is where we really need to start. And it all starts here with intention. So let's do a meditation. This is a very basic meditation. When I post this, I will actually post it with the meditation time. So if you don't want to listen to the whole thing again, you can just go right to the meditation. I'm going to do, well, you know what? I'm going to do the five body meditation today. Let's do that because that's what I promised. So let's do that one. I was going to do something different, but we'll do the five body meditation. The purpose of meditation is not to meditate. The purpose of meditation is to open a doorway so you begin to experience an inner world of health, abundance, energy flow, joy, peace, connection. And here's the crazy thing. This inner world is always there. It's always been there. But you're so busy projecting and not paying attention to it. Nobody, very, very few people have a true meditation practice where they're constantly on a regular basis tapping into this. And let me also explain one other thing. You remember like the record players? There was a needle and it would go in the groove, but inside the groove were microscopic little edges, and as the needle would bounce over those little grooves, the movement of the needle would create an energetic signal, and it creates the music, it creates the sound. So the difference in the sound, if it was just an unrecorded record, you would just hear nothing. The needle would just go around. When there's a little piece of dust in the track, it goes zip, pop. You can hear it pop as the needle bounces over the little thing. So the needle, the movement of the needle creates the quality of the music. Think of your life as the needle. And everything you're except our needle is not like a little record needle. Our needle is like we're all over the place. We're bouncing up and down. We're responding to all these things, dealing with the kids, going to work, just listening to the news, blah 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 blah. We're doing all of this stuff, very active. So our needle is bouncing up and down. When you come to a live event, it's like all of a sudden, the needle stops bouncing. And for at least an hour, this event calms you down, calms your nervous system. Nice and relaxed. When the event is over, you just go back to all the noise. That's just life. Um, but I want you to understand that every time you meditate, you're calming your nervous system for 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 20 minutes, an hour. Every time you come to a live event, every time you plug into the collective, it's a nice, calm hour. Now, it doesn't sound like a lot because you got 23 other hours that are chaotic, but this calm hour starts to be like muscle memory. You come back next Friday, there's another calm hour. Another, a lot of chaos and your needles bouncing up and down, but here's another one. And if you rise up above time and you start to look at your life in a longer time horizon, you can start to see this hour of peace and quiet here, an hour of peace and quiet here. It may be a week apart, but your body, your mind, the energy, who you are, the powers that be inside you are recognizing this pattern, and you're becoming more comfortable with regulating your nervous system. You're becoming more comfortable with calming your mind for a few minutes. You're becoming more comfortable with releasing and getting rid of all the tension and the stress. That's what we want. We want that to be the default. We want that calm, balanced, regulated, self-aware, not projecting all the time, but being peaceful, calm, and balanced. We want that over a long period of time to start to become more and more of our default. Plenty of things will take you off balance. I don't need to name them. They're always going to be there. Everything's going to take you off balance. But you now have a system, an intention, and a habit that repeats where you do have these calm times in your week or in your day. If you meditate every morning, you're starting with a calm, a nice music in the morning. And you're going to do that again at night. And maybe a few times during the day, you're going to find another few minutes of calm. Eventually, this calm, relaxed, regulated nervous system begins to be something you want more of. So when it becomes subconscious, then your subconscious is going to put you in situations where you're going to be more regulated and relaxed. So the more you do it, the sooner you're going to start to feel calm, regulated, and relaxed more often. The less you do it, meditate this morning, but don't meditate again till 3 days from now. You did it. There's that hour or the 20 minutes of calm and quiet, but you want to do it more and more and more so that this becomes the default. And if you don't intentionally force yourself to do these things, because in the beginning, you literally are forcing yourself. You're fighting against the impulse not to go to the live event. I'm busy. I don't want to meditate tonight. It's too late. I'm feeling sick. You got all the excuses, right? So if you don't force yourself in the beginning, you'll never get to where you want to go. So here's another way to look at it. Energy at all levels, three-dimensional vibratory energy, light energy in the fifth dimension, magnetic energy in the seventh, expansion, ecstatic energy in the ninth. Energy responds to two patterns. Just imagine like a pool, like you're standing in a pool of, like a swimming pool, and the water is perfectly flat. The energy will respond to two patterns. Number one, splash, like really intense for like, splash. The energy knows that you're doing that. So the energy will eventually respond to this pattern that you're creating. So a very intense, repetitive, right off the bat, bing, 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 every single day for a couple of weeks, 3 times a day. If you, for example, if you want to be a deep breather, don't just do it morning and night, overdo it. Create a pattern. So the energy will respond to that pattern. And the other thing that energy responds to is long, consistent action over a long period of time. So even small actions over a long period of time, the energy will respond over a long, and here you're going to get a much more powerful response. If you've ever seen the chart for compound interest, you barely notice anything for the first 10 or 12 years, but all of a sudden you start to get 18, 20 years out and it grows and it grows again and it grows again. The energy gets more powerful over time. The same way a wave forms in the ocean. You barely notice it. It's little, but all of a sudden it gets bigger, bigger, more and more powerful. It's really powerful. So energy responds to two patterns. Intense right away, like right now, learning something. If you like want to learn something new, the best way to learn something new is just jump into it. Just immerse yourself into it, and you'll learn a whole bunch. But that's good, but you also have to do consistent long-term action. So if you understand that about how to make change in your own life, intense, intentional action, create new patterns right now, do it right now, and then keep doing it over a long period of time. So those are the two ways. Well, let's do the five body meditation now. I am going to find some background music, so give me a second. Should have had this set up. Can you hear that? Do you hear that or no? All right, I'll just skip it then. Sorry about that. I should have had that set up earlier. All right, here we go. If you're in a spot where you can close your eyes, relax, release, let go of any tension, stress, start to become aware of where you're carrying stress, and begin every meditation with this release, relaxation, little body massage, get rid of all the tension in your neck, your jaw, wherever you're carrying it. Just start like that. If your ankles are crossed or you've got anything that's blocking any kind of energy or blood flow, just uncross your legs or your arms, relax a little bit, and just let the energy flow. And now I want you to turn your awareness inward. Even with your eyes closed, you'll see that you're still projecting outward many times. Wordifying images, that's normal. Outward focus, outward projection. The ancient Taoists called this reversing your light. So you want to reverse your awareness. It's a very subtle thing. You want to reverse it to inside your being. I like to even play around with it. Let it go out, reverse it back inside. So I get used to this subtle shifting to the inside. This is called your inner sight, reversing your awareness to the inside. Even if all you see is darkness, that's okay. This inner sight is something that can be developed over a period of time. Once you're locked to your inner sight on the inside, I want you to go deeper into that. I want you to take that and like a rock in the ocean, it just keeps going down, down, down. I want your awareness to go deeper and deeper and deeper inside your being. Deeper. I want you to be very relaxed. I want you now to be twice as relaxed. And I want you to use your inner sight and start to observe your diaphragm and notice that it is like a pump. When the diaphragm expands downward, air draws into the lungs. When it releases and relaxes, the diaphragm pushes up and air goes out of the lungs. I just want you to observe this pump. You can't actually watch your heart pump. Maybe we can use our inner sight to look at our heart, but this is something you can actually observe using your inner sight. Put your inner sight on your diaphragm and just observe it. And now take it to the next step. I want you to actually take control, take conscious control of your diaphragm and reduce your rate of breathing to about 3 breaths per minute. And as you control your diaphragm, no intense or fast motions, everything's nice, slow, long expansion of the diaphragm. Hold it at the top of the breath for 2 or 3 heartbeats. And now a quiet, relaxed release of the diaphragm and feel the air pushing out. You can hold it at the bottom of the breath for a heartbeat or two. Then slowly, gently expand. Once you learn to take control of your diaphragm like this, you actually can stop, pause it at any time, and it'll just pause. So you're now in conscious control of your diaphragmatic rhythm. There's an ancient Vedic teaching which is called the 5 koshas or the 5 bodies. So I call this the 5 body meditation. You are much more than just a physical body, but you're not aware of the other types of energy, like you're aware of the physical, the lower vibrational energy. You're not aware of the finer energies that are flowing through your body. This particular meditation will open you up to experience all of the types of energy that you have flowing through you. So I want you using your inner sight. I want you to scan your body. We're going to focus on the physical body. Scan your body everywhere where it is touching something, where you feel any kind of pressure. I feel it in my feet, the bottom of my feet, against my sneakers. My arms are on the table, so I feel my arms on the edge of the table. I feel my hands touching each other. I feel my legs on the chair, my butt, and all the way up my back. So simply be aware, scan your body and find everywhere where you're feeling a sensation of pressure. Now, using your inner sight, I don't want you to look at any one of those points of pressure. I want you to see it all. I want you to see your whole body, all of the points of pressure in one. Your sight, inner sight is not limited like your visual sight is. It can expand and take different perspectives. So I want your inner sight to encompass all of these areas of pressure. And I want you to see it all at once on your inner sight. Now, the truth is, it would be more accurate to call yourself an energetic body because the physical atoms, the physical body, is simply wrapped around the energetic shapes and structures. But we don't experience our energetic body. We only experience our lower body. We don't experience our energetic body, which, by the way, is there. It's just we're not aware of it. We're not conscious of it, but it's there. We're going to learn how to put our consciousness onto this energetic body. And what you're going to need to do, the reason we don't experience the energy body is because of our emotional body. All these emotions are blocking our energy. All the emotions that we're holding inside have become dense, like knots, tightness, density inside our muscles, inside our arms, inside our joints. And what I want you to do is try to release all that emotional tension, all that stress, all those knots, And the moment you make that release, the energy body rises and comes into consciousness because all of those densities and knots are blocking the flow of the energy body. When you remove these and eliminate and dissolve all the emotions and clear it, all of a sudden you become conscious of this energy flow. The main source of energy flow is through the central channel. It goes through, it goes above your body, it goes around your body. All the chakras in your central channel are like flowers. They branch off into all the nadis or um, what are they called in China? Acupuncture. Meridians. All of the energy channels, the nadis, the meridians, millions of energy channels are all flowing from the central channel. And I want you to imagine this central channel as clear, flowing, healthy, spinning gently. Everything is flowing beautifully. I want you to feel this energy that surrounds you. I want you to realize that you are actually part of the energy grid. It's not just you. You are connected energetically to everything around you. You're connected energetically to the earth, and all of us are part of a massive energy grid, and you are part of it. And I want you to feel that. And I want you to feel this energy body that you've always had. It's always been here. Now we're going to put our consciousness on it, and we're going to encourage it to flow freely. Would also be accurate to call yourself a being of light. You have a light body. Every cell in your body, every atom, every electron is light, right? You are light. If you could see it, you would be radiating light all around you. It's coming off of your body. It's like a halo around you. You have this beautiful egg-shaped shell of light. You are a being of light, but we don't feel the light body. We don't experience the light body because we're too dense. So what I'm going to ask you to do now, the reason you're not seeing the light body is because of all the thoughts that are in your head. I want you to shut that switch off. And the moment the thoughts stop, the light body begins to radiate and you can become conscious of this light body. However you may picture it. There is dense light, like very intense bright light that is at your core, and then it also goes all the way around your being. And in the same way that you're connected to the energy grid, you're connected to the light grid. We are all connected on this level of vibration, this beautiful, clear light that flows through us, around us, but it also connects us to the rest of everything else, is all light, all light. And you are not only part of that grid, but you're a flowing, important piece of that light grid. And I just want you to experience this light body inside you, bright. I want you to, it creates a bubble around you that fills with light. It's just all light. And I want that light to extend to everything else in the universe. Everything is part of this light grid. You're part of it. We're moving in this light grid. And I want you to feel that and see that. But it's also true that you are a living magnet. You are a magnetic being. If you've ever seen the pictures of the Earth or the videos of the Earth, there's this beautiful magnetic radiation going through the core of the Earth, spreading around the Earth. That is our magnetic grid. We don't live on the Earth. We are part of that magnetic grid. Each one of us is a living, flowing magnet. This is the higher energy, higher than the light energy, more powerful than the light energy. This is energy at a higher vibration, but we don't feel our magnetic self. We don't feel this magnetism flowing through us because it's blocked. And what's blocking it, we're going to turn this switch off now. What's blocking it is your will, your desire to be something different. I want you to turn off your will. And the minute the will goes away, the minute the desire to do something or change or be different in any way goes away, the magnetic body begins to radiate. You become conscious of this powerful magnetic force that's flowing through you. And you're connected to the Earth's magnetic grid. You're connected to the universe's magnetic field. You are a living magnet. All of us are living magnets, but we don't feel it or experience it because we're blocked. But we're unblocking now. We've gotten rid of the dense emotions that are blocking us. We've cleared our thoughts, and now we're shutting off our will, our desire to do something different or be different. Just be who you are and allow this living magnetism to flow through you and around you and connect you to the magnetic grid of the earth and the magnetic grid of everybody else. We are a living magnet. The universe itself is a living magnet. And finally, the highest essential energy, the highest version of yourself, the highest energetic body is an expansion body. The universe is boom, constantly expanding, and you have that expansion in you. Everything about you is always expanding, but you can't connect with it because it's blocked. And what's blocking you from seeing the very highest version of yourself, the very finest energy that is within you, what's blocking you is knowledge. Eliminate everything you think you know. Every time you have knowledge, it creates like a grid where things are supposed to fit in. You have to let go of all of that and stop holding this in. And now you can experience the final body, which is the expansion body, the bliss body, the body that is always radiating out, endless source of expansion. The universe is always expanding through you, through each of us, but we block it because we have all this knowledge and this structure that we figure this is how it's supposed to be. Stop. Let go of all knowledge, get rid of all frameworks, all grids, and just be open to the whole thing and just allow yourself, as the universe is doing now, to expand and encompass everything. This is your expansion body. This is the highest form of energy that you have. And I want you to simply feel this expansion working itself through you and just enjoy that feeling and allow yourself, let go of your emotions, let go of your thoughts, let go of your will, let go of your framework of knowledge, and simply know that there is no framework to knowledge. It's all of it. I want you to expand into all of it. This has always been inside you. Now we're letting it go and we're allowing it to flow through us. We're becoming a clearer channel so all these higher energies can flow through us. That's the five body meditation. You now have it available. Will be on the recording and on the Circle community. You can access it anytime. You can access all of these levels of energy anytime you want because they're always there. They're always there. You just have to, in the Vedic system, it's called the five koshas, the five layers, or the five sheaths. And one by one, you take the first one off, the second one reveals itself. You take that one off, the next one reveals itself. You take that one off, the next one reveals itself. Take that one off, and the whole universe is expanding through you. All of this is available to you. That's the five body meditation. And it's a blissful feeling. I'm feeling blissful. I know you are. But I want to go back to what I said in the very beginning. There are two aspects to this work. One is the inner work. This is pretty deep inner work that we just did. We talked about intentions, we talked about values, we talked about new health habits, we talked about breathing, meditation, inward, releasing different structures in our body so we can release more pure energy, we can feel connected to everything. Beautiful inner work. But what we have to do now is take what we learn here and put it into action so that all of our actions start to weave these lessons into our actions. So we have very clear intentions. We know where we're aiming. We're definitely not going to hit the target every time. We're going to miss a lot. That's okay. We're just starting. We're just lowly humans. We're doing our best. We're not always going to be aligned, but slowly but surely, if you have this inner intention, slowly but surely, these outer actions will start to align. You'll start to find yourself making healthier decisions. Start to find yourself deep breathing. You'll start to find yourself in the middle of nowhere, standing up straight and fixing your posture. We want to start to make our actions aligned. So, what I believe is now the most important thing that we can do as a collective and that we can do with ourselves now is to give you the energy, the motivation, the motivational energy to take these positive actions. In other words, we have to not just talk about deep breathing. Yeah, okay, we talked about it intellectually. We have to now put our energy into it. We have to acknowledge it. We got to clap. You're a deep breather. Clap, right? Imagine yourself a winning football team. You're in the locker room. All right, man, let's clap for health. Yes, let's clap for health. When I once I teach sales, and I once did a sales lecture for a bit. I got invited to a sales lecture, and it was a bunch of women. And what I was one of the last people to speak, so I'm sitting in the audience and I saw them doing this. Every time somebody said, the first time I had seen it, this was several years ago, but you know what I'm talking about. Yes, yes, yes. What they're doing is saying, I like what you're saying. Yes, I'm aligned with that. And what they're doing, they don't realize it. And when you clap it up in the locker room and you're getting everybody pumped up, what you're doing is you're letting the energy flow. Yes, yes, yes. I like that energy. I want that energy. So let's clap it up for you showing up. You showed up today. Yes, clap yourself up. Snap, did it. You did it. We're not trying to hurt our fingers. We're just trying to allow the energy to flow. We want the energy to flow. When you're excited about something, when you're motivated about something, the energy flows in that direction. So, yes, clap it up for deep breathing. If you took a deep breath today, yep, clap it up for showing up. Yes, yes, you showed up today. Do this. Feel that energy flowing. This is what's going to keep it in your mind and keep the energy flowing in alignment. It's not just, it's one thing to go inward and say, this is the way I want to be. It's another thing to be that way, to allow your energy to align with that energy. So, this is a really powerful tool we haven't used yet in the collective, but I'm telling you, you're here. Yes, you did that. You showed up today. A lot of people got invited, sent this email to 3,500 people. So, a lot of people could have been here. You're here. You did it. You made this movement. You did it. If you're a parent, clap it up for being a good parent, showing up for your kids every day. You do that, man. If you meditated, yes, you showed up, you did it. Clap it up for being intentional. Yeah, for writing down in your journal what you're going to do and how you want to be. This we have to reward ourselves and our children for the behaviors that we want to see in ourselves. We have to congratulate ourselves for doing it. You have to notice all the good things. See, in this world, all we're just swamped with all the things that are not right. But that's only a little bit of the world. The rest of the world is beautiful. That's what we want to focus on. Let's clap it up for our kids and what they're going to be in the future. Let's clap it up for teachers that show up and teach the kids every day. Let's look for the positive things in life. Let's look for the positive things in ourselves, right? I woke up on time. I made my bed. Yeah, I did that, right? I feel like I did that. You got to release this energy and direct this energy in aligned action. Reward yourself for the things you're doing. Notice the changes that are happening. Clap it up. And you just not notice it. Now we're adding energy to it. See, when you meditate, when you do anything, but meditation is the good example, like that five body meditation. Every time you meditate, you're activating unseen forces. Okay, it took 10 minutes, I'm done with the meditation, but the meditation isn't over. You've now activated something at a deeper level, deeper, higher energies. And if you only do the meditation once, the higher energies, okay, they saw it, but they didn't do anything. You do it over and over and over again, all of a sudden, now you're doing this over and over again, and these higher energies can now start aligning and bringing to life what you've started to bring to life. So, yes, you did it. We have to keep doing it. Yes, you did it. Clap it up, man. If you're eating healthy. Yes, let's clap it up for health in general. Health in general. Yes, deep breathing, health, posture, food. Yes, let's do that. Go to the gym. Congratulations. You're awesome. You are awesome. And we need to tell ourselves this much more often because we always are told we live in a box of limitations and mantras and the way society's supposed to be. That's nonsense. Man, we can do anything we want. And if we do this together as a collective, that's what I want the collective to be. Not just a source of knowledge, but a source of energy and motivation and inspiration so that these things click into your life and you start putting your energy into them. Not just your journaling and yeah, I'm going to do my deep breathing. No, I'm going to do my deep breathing. I feel good about that. I want this energy to start flowing through you and not just any old energy, aligned energy. So we can draw in, learn what we have to do, and then we can act in alignment and be good with our kids and be good with our husband or wife, be good with our work. Show up, go to the gym, do all the things, cook the right food. Every little thing that you do, you're showing up for yourself. That's energy, that's aligned energy and aligned action. And we have to do a better job because 90% of everything I've ever talked about in any of these meetings has been the inward part. But that's only half of the job. That's the half that most people don't do, it happens. But you have to do the inward part, but that's not what life is about. Life isn't about going in and going living on a mountain somewhere, with never talking to people. We're active. We're a force for positivity. We're a force for good. That's the way I feel about it. And it was on, and Mary, it might even been you. I was on TikTok yesterday, and at the very, very end, right when I was about to sign off, I think it might have been you, Mary. Maybe if you weren't there, it was a different Mary. They said something really positive, and I said, "Yes, yes, that, yes. Let's keep this energy going." And I really encourage you to try to use this platform because it's the next step we have to take. We have to, number one, give people clear onboarding instructions, not onboarding how to use the community, onboarding into your spiritual practice. We got to be really super clear about that so brand new people know where they can start. And this session was a really good start for that. So we'll take this and we'll build from this. Then we got to take them to level 2 and take them to the ones that want to continue, take them to level 3. So one is to be a repository for all this knowledge, right? We have to preserve this knowledge so that the next person can get the benefit of all of our knowledge and our experience. But the second thing is we got to be energy. We have to put a new type of energy into ourselves to motivate ourselves, get rid of all this bullshit that's in our head, and just replace it with unbelievable possibilities, unbelievable happiness and abundance and energy, because it's all there for us. It's all there for us, but you can only hold it or take it to the extent that you open yourself to the energy. And if you open yourself to the energy, it has to flow through you. So that's why moving is important and snapping and clapping. And let's do this, man. Like I was a coach my son's football team. We had won for 2 seasons. We were 10-0, 10-0. We never lost a game. And you know what our cheer was right before the game? This is what our cheer. Yeah, I had all the kids around. Yes, 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 yes. Oh, gold Sparks! And we won. We dominated, man. We crushed them. Nobody could beat us because we were an unbeatable force. We believed in ourselves and we had the energy flowing. We were well prepared. Don't get me wrong. Like we knew all our routes and we knew all the plays. So I made sure they knew all that. But the other team was good too. We killed them because of our domination, our attitude, our energy that was flowing through us. That's what I really want to create here. And that's where I need everyone's help. Stay positive, stay optimistic, help other people, do all these things, build these positive patterns, and then learn how to like fly in them, like keep going and going and going and find more and more and more positive things about yourself and about the people around you and about the world and about our collective. So let's do this, man. I clap it up for you guys. You guys are here. You did this. You're moving in the right direction. I know some of you may be struggling. Some of you may be just starting. Some of you may be further along than I am. It's okay. We're all here. We're all on the path. We're all on the same team, and we're all working together to get somewhere. And I want you to, when we X out, and I'll open it for comments, but when we X out of this in a few minutes, don't end it. Keep this energy flowing. Keep this positivity and optimism flowing. This is going to completely change the way you start to see yourself, the way you see your circumstances, the way you see the future. You'll start to get out of this victimhood and start to say, damn it, I'm going to set my intentions, I'm going to do it, and I'm going to put energy behind it. I'm going to really make this happen for myself. Open it up for comments, questions, thoughts. Yep, life is precious. Positive. Let's do it. Yep, we did it. I love that. And that's really what I feel like. I feel I'm very serious. I'm like a physics professor standing in front of a whiteboard teaching, physics. That's my nature. But there's another part of me, which is that coach that wants to see these little kids succeed. Like when in Little League and football, whatever we were doing, I wanted them to have fun. I wanted them to feel what it's like to win, be proud of themselves, get better as the season goes along. And it was all about self-belief and energy and acknowledging the positive things and the work that these kids were putting in. And you guys are putting in the work. And I want to acknowledge that and tell you you're awesome. And I love you all. And it encourages me and it inspires me to keep going. All right. That's what I wanted to share with you guys. Like I said, when we X out, keep this mindset. Don't shut off and go into some roller coaster mindset. Keep this mindset open for as long as you can throughout the day. Keep this positive energy flowing through your life. Okay. I love you all. I'll see our next event is Sunday morning at 10:30 Eastern Time, and I'll see you there as well. And we'll continue on this path. We're going to take this group and we're just going to keep going through level one. We're going to keep cycling through that. Then we're going to go to level two, and then we're going to figure out what level three is. I already kind of know, but we're kind of build this onboarding structure, this level one, two, three, so we can get people in and get them started efficiently and effectively, taking the first steps they need to do to get on the right path. Thank you guys. That's how I feel. And sometimes on these TikTok live, I feel that energy. So I feel it right now. So thank you guys. I really appreciate you all. Anyone that wants to chat, I'll be on Circle, and I'll see you hopefully Sunday, 10:30 a.m. All right, guys. Love you all. Thanks for all for being here. Appreciate it. And don't let this